Well, hello, Mrs. Scott's class. I hope all you kids are having a fantastic week and learning lots of stuff about insects during your insect week. Insects are amazing. And today we are going to talk about one of the most important insects around, the bee. Not just any bee, but the honeybees. That's right. Bees are very important. Without them, we wouldn't have things like apples, blueberries, almonds. We wouldn't have cucumbers. We wouldn't have tomatoes. They could even affect chocolate. I bet you kids like chocolate. But today, we're going to take you inside one of these colonies and have a look around at a working honeybee hive. So come along with me and let's pop this top and see how they are. See the inner workings of a honeybee hive. Right here is the colony of bees. They live on these frames that they draw this comb. This is made from beeswax that they produce. So we will go through here and let's see how they're doing. So inside this box, and these two boxes, is a little over probably 30,000 bees. And they will grow to around 60 to 80,000 bees strong through the year. Now this is a frame of capped honey up here. And this is nectar that they have been bringing in from the flowers and the trees that are in bloom right now. There is some pollen up here. This is the pollen that they feed to their baby bees. All these bees right here are worker bees. They're all females. So the bees build all this. They build this wax from glands on the underside of their bodies. Lots of little worker bees. Now the worker bees make up for the majority of the population. There's about 90% or more worker bees, in which the worker bees are all the females. Alright. And the females all have stingers. So right here you can see them gathering pollen, which they take from the trees and the flowers right here. They put this pollen in their little pollen baskets back here. That's how they transport it. And then when they get done and they fill up, then they will deposit it in these little cells. And that's what you see right down in here, the little yellow. This part right here is the baby bees that haven't quite hatched. And right here, that white stuff right here, that's the larvae. So when the queen bee lays an egg, it will hatch and it will turn into a larvae. And then in about 8 days, then the honeybees will cap it over with some wax. And about 16 days later, it will emerge into a new bee. Now they're bringing in all their food up here, which is excellent. So this flat one is the capped brood, and this is for the workers. Now this that is sticking up is called drone brood, and it is for the male bees. Male bees do not have stingers. They are one of the biggest bees in the hive. They got big eyes. They like to eat honey and hang out. So here is a male bee. They're big guys, big bees, big eyes, easy to see, and they live in those bigger cells. These are the boy bees. The male bees are called drones. Here's some more. So up here is worker bees. There's another drone. The male bee right here. There's some more drone brood right there going along. And on the back side they have more food. They need lots of food to feed all these mouths. So it's beneficial to make sure that we have lots of room for them. So here is the queen bee. She is right there. She is the biggest bee in the hive. She is right down here. And they're drawing all this new wax right here. She's laying eggs all throughout here. But that is the queen bee of the colony. Let's see if we can see her eggs. So way down in there is the eggs in there. And there's the queen bee. And so she is laying eggs when they build this new one. They lay eggs in brand new comb that they just built. And here's more. This is all for the boy bees. This is all drones right here. And on the back side, and it's full of food. So full of food in there. And this yellow stuff right here, the yellow stuff, that's the pollen that they get from the trees and the flowers and anything that's blooming right now that they like to forage on. They bring that back, and the pollen is their protein. And it helps raise all the baby bees. So they need lots of it, and they need a lot of good varieties and lots of different flowers. It makes it for healthy hives. Just like we have to eat lots of different food and different vegetables and have a balanced diet, the honeybees do too. So they need wide open areas, and they like lots of things blooming. And the pollen helps the bees out by giving them protein to raise their babies, and the pollination helps the trees out and the flowers by helping them grow and produce. Now we'll take this one off and we'll look through this bottom. We be careful removing the combs so that they don't get smushed. We don't want to smash them. So we're careful moving them. And she has lots of eggs down here again. And she's just, the queen bee is laying. There's another honeybees, a couple of the girls, they got pollen on their legs. They've been out here foraging all day. It's a very nice day. They've been having a good old time, enjoying the nice Oklahoma spring weather that we're having. And we have more. So all this is the boy bees again, and all this is the worker bees. And there's another boy right there, another drone. He's coming up. A nice little capped brood right here. So these are all going to emerge here in a couple days, and it's going to become new bees. So there's about 3,500 or so different cells that the bees build per side of each frame. So around 7,000 bees cells can be on a frame. So that's a lot that the queen can lay. The queen can lay around 2,000 eggs per day, and she lays eggs all in these cells, and then they get to the larvae. So when the eggs hatch, it produces the larvae. So maybe we can see it on here. So here's the larvae all right in here, the white stuff. And then once it develops after about 8 days, they come in here, and then she will, the worker bees, all these little bees right here, they'll put this cap over it. And then when the bee emerges in 21 days, it'll chew that capping off, and it will become a new bee that was just born. So there's a lot of bees born every single day. They stay busy. So here is the inner workings of a honeybee colony. And there's nothing to be scared of them. They just want to be doing their thing. And that is pollination and enjoying Mother Nature. So here, you see this bee right here shaking? That is called the waggle dance. See, a couple of them are doing it. And they are communicating with the whole hive of where nectar and where pollen and where their forage is, so that the rest of the colony can go out there and gather. And that's called the waggle dance. And it's to show them where everything is going on, so that they can lead their sisters out to find forage and bring it back so they can continue to grow their hive. So a very good, healthy hive, and they will produce honey for us later on. And here's something that comes up in the springtime about now. So these are swarm cells. But right now they're just little cups. They don't have anything in them. So there's some more right here on the top. And when the girls decide that they run out of room, there's some more right here. Then they will put an egg in there. The queen will lay an egg in there, and they will get ready to swarm. And swarming is a natural process of honeybees. A healthy hive is going to swarm. There's nothing to worry about if you see one. They're just a big ball of bees, and they're looking just for a new home. It's how they reproduce and spread their genetics around. All right. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little tour of inside of a working honeybee colony and seeing the inside of the hive. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week learning about all kinds of different insects. Thank you for coming along. We appreciate it. Have a good one, kids. Bye.